Good evening, everybody. It's me again. How you all doing? All keeping well, I hope. I hope the weather's nice where you are. It's been pissing down all day long here. Very damp and dreary day it's been. So let's have a bit of fun tonight. So I'm going to be turning the PCU. I'll bring in my earworms so you can see who we've got in at the moment. We've got the master carver Andy in, and we've got Pegleg. Either that or one of the two. So yeah, we've got Andy and we've got Scott, and we're expecting Dale as well. He was just on his way to his workshop a couple of minutes ago. So I'll change camera and I'll let you see what we're going to be turning. That's what we're going to be turning. Nice PCU. It's around about 12 inches diameter, just over 3 inches thick. This was cut off a piece that I got from Scott a couple of weeks ago. So I'll just stick you guys back in the background again. So yeah, this was cut off a plank that I got from Scott a couple of weeks ago. It's been quite a wide tree. We've actually got the pith running through there. I'm not overly concerned about that. It'll come into the bowl. Also, it's got where the bark's been here, which is under 12 inches diameter. So we'll make some sort of feature out of that. With you, I'm always undecided with you as to whether to turn it nice and chunky, have a nice chunky bowl, or to have it very, very thin. I think this one is actually lending itself to being quite a chunky bowl. So I'll just bring the tool rest up.
It'll be interesting to see what this one turns out like, Wayne. Because Keith give a lump to Mark Baker, the editor of the Wood Turning magazine.
Oh yeah,
turn at club in a demo, thinking it was a boring, crap, horrible PCU, bog standard, no pattern, no nothing. You should have seen what Mark turned it into and the colours inside of it.
I bet.
I think Keith was a little bit. Why did I give that bit away?
Right. How's the picture? Oh, thank you, Rob. Rob's just put a super chat in there. Do you want to start reading out who's in? Now, I think there's just got Deal's just about to pop his head in the
we
door.
got? Stace, Jeff, James, Richard.
There he is.
Rich being 16.
Oh, I didn't send Richard.
Tommy Dunn.
Did you say James Cassidy? Richard
Yeah.
Phelan?
Lots of people.
Hi, Tommy.
Miss Tees. Mark.
Hi,
Marky the gentleman.
Evening, Mark.
Mike, the Midnight Joker.
I've already Di's asking what the weather's like. I've already answered that.
Herb Hooper. Hi, Herb. Did you say Herb already?
No, I didn't. Die.
Right, I'm just going to get this rounded off while the guys are letting us know who's in.
Blair. Hi, Blair.
Yeah. Hi, Blair. Temple Boy turning. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Guys and girls, after Wayne's live tonight, Steve has got a premiere back after a gap away, so please tune in to Steve afterwards.
And Glenn Senior as well.
Good evening, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
I've got the t-shirt on.
And Hobby Turner.
Hi, Adrian.
Thank you. I couldn't remember. I knew it was something like that. Rob
Martin
CP.
Dickinson.
Just to let Glenn see. Got the t-shirt on the night, Glenn.
And David McLennan.
Fingers.
Evening. Good evening,
Twisted
everybody.
Trees.
Welcome.
We said Twisted Trees.
Hi, Pete.
Matt Gallagher.
Oh, Wayne Bigfoot.
Evening, Wayne. Following.
Wivey Woodshed.
And Paul Lockwood. I think that's everyone.
Anyone who didn't get a shout, hi.
We tried. Chat's been moving pretty quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aye.
And Steve Ellis. And Nick.
Oh, Nick popped up. Hi, Nick.
He says not everyone.
Did you see Nick in the chat previously? I did not see Nick in the chat.
No, I did not see.
previously, 'cause
And I've got a new mouse that I can scroll up and down with rather than use the computer.
Good lord.
Oh, see,
I
I
forgot
was just using old technology, my finger.
I forgot I had it. My boy went, Dad,
You-
what about that
you-
wireless mouse?
Are you in the workshop or in your wardrobe of plenty?
I am in the workshop.
And Henry Morgan. And
Good
Steve
evening,
Ellis.
Henry.
Apparently we're the backroom boys. Oh, well.
I've spent all day in the bedroom just resting and stuff, so I've come out here to change the scenery.
Resting.
I'm all good, mate. I got wooed.
How big is your leg now?
It's coming down. It's not too bad now, but it's just still really painful, and it feels weird. It feels like it's wet. You go to rub it, but it's not. I don't know.
Well, that is on the inside. If it was a proper rupture, it'll have to seeped all round the cavity now and inside all the nooks and crannies.
Twisted Trees has just made a donation, Wayne.
Well, thank you, Pete. Much appreciated.
He reckons he's almost got a working camera rig, but no sound yet.
And Eva's in the house.
Hi, Eva. I did get
Good
your
evening,
message
Eva.
come through as I was having dinner, so I haven't had a chance to reply yet.
A likely story.
Oh,
Sorry,
the
mate.
wife was trying
I
to
have
kill
to
me
say
with
it.
dinner tonight.
Really?
She was trying to kill you with dinner. Was it like a very large dinner and she dropped it on you?
No, it's just really spicy.
I have visions of a Monty Python 16-ton weight of a dinner being dropped from on high.
Nick,
Steve says, Wayne,
Oh, cool.
do you have a coring system? If not, would you consider getting one?
Yes, I do have a coring system. I have got the McNaughton coring system.
Oh.
That's the one I've got. It's a bit fiddly to set up, and it's quite a steep learning curve, but it's very versatile. You can get a lot more.
Why does
What do you call it? A lot more shapes when you're doing the coring, rather than just with the likes of the one way and the wood cut and things like this. It basically just cuts out the semicircle.
Okay, I
Is
missed.
it just me
something.
or is it peeing with rain outside, Scott?
It's not too bad here at the minute. It has been raining most of the day.
Well, I've got a present for you. It's on its way down to you. Absolutely chucking.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been chucking it down here all day.
Hi, Tom Sloan. Wow, did you see how quick the chat went then?
Guys, can we ask that if it's a question for Wayne, could you prefix it with question in capital letters, please? Chat's moving really quick, otherwise we'll miss what you're asking, and we'd really hate not to do that. I know Wayne will always come back and catch up on the comments, but if you put question in front of it, we can make sure that the man hears it.
Either it's not JP, it's Wayne, myself, Dale, and
You're
Andy.
JP.
I'm better looking than JP. And
I
Steve's
think
right. It is a
JP's
shame to see you end up as a pile on the floor.
JP's been busy in the garden today, I think.
He is. He's becoming a builder.
Really?
Gardener. Or gnome. I'm not sure.
Perhaps we should turn him a little fishing rod. A little mushroom computer.
Right, so
I had a nice parcel from Glyn
as
today.
part of the gift that I got from David McClernand, which is the Sorby hollowing system, it's got this tool in, which is a box cutter, but it also acts as a dovetail cutter as well.
Do you think he used some kind of Irish voodoo that meant you cut your hand the other day, just so you could join the Fingers Club?
No, I think that was Scott. No, it was probably Keith, because it was Keith that I got the skew from.
Was it?
Yeah, I was just middleman.
Sort of Sussex voodoo.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was.
We got Baz in the chat.
Evening, Barry.
Baz is offering advice regarding the number of varieties you should have in proper beans. He says there's 57 in.
That's pretty good, man. Oh,
Who hurt themselves? Wayne did the other day.
Scott did the other day.
Scott didn't hurt himself. Scott's sister just whacked him. Didn't even know what happened.
That reminds me, I left the bandsaw blade in hand.
However, I am playing with
he was talking about your knee. I was talking about the bandsaw incident.
Oh, the bandsaw? Yeah, that was. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I hadn't.
Nothing done, fixed, healed, gone away, mate.
Splendid.
See,
Splendid.
I do love you. That's one of the
Mate,
most.
you can't possibly say that to me. My wife will get jealous. You're not allowed to say that.
Yeah. You already know.
Yeah, he's going to start shaping this now.
It's just got such a lovely, like, if it's treated right, it's not standard wood. It's got some beautiful grain to it.
It's got to be my favourite turn.
I'm picturing some kind of ghost moment right now with you, Andy, and your wood.
Honestly, carving you is probably my favourite thing.
Not carving me. We've had this discussion already. Stop it. And on that note, John PBH says he's got his Simon Hope 6mm hollowing tool today. It's the dog's Boholics.
Yeah, it is.
Got one.
Rob's just starting.
Yes, very nice bit of kit.
I've got some bigger pieces of yew wood to carve, which is nice. Not that big though. That'd be awesome. Imagine that.
Hello, Mark. How's the plumbing?
Look here, we're doing.
Oh man, I forgot that.
It's a bit missing out, that Wayne.
Yeah, that's on purpose.
Wayne, what's your favourite wood to turn?
Yew, then elm.
Based on what? Is it because it's nice to look at when it's finished, generally speaking?
Yeah, elm. See, there's that many different types of elm as well. Elm burrs are especially nice. You can get some, believe it or not, you can get some fantastic colouring in elm. It's a nice broad-grained wood, so it takes texture well.
Oh, that much. Okay.
My delivery turns up tomorrow, Scott.
Walnut is.
Your,
Steve says walnut.
Reply.
Apply.
Walnut
Is
is
that tomorrow?
walnut
As
is
long as
absolutely
DPD
beautiful.
just deliver it.
So I can't get a hell of a lot of it, but I
No.
still. Yew. I mean, this is very, very dry, and it's cutting absolutely brilliant.
I was going to say, it looks like it's easy cutting, to be fair. And says the turner in the group.
Looks like wood.
Keith sent me some pictures the other day.
Wait, whoa, just you wait. Let's discuss these pictures. Keith has a rep, you know? What kind of pictures were they?
It's this wood getting planked up, and it was planked in 2015.
Where are the
So it's
pictures
been-
in black and white?
It's been planked up 5 years.
Can't hear you, mate. Some guy's coming. Glenn Senior says, yes, very smooth cutting, Eva. And John PBH says, Glenn just made a mortar and pestle for the younger son, and I wanted to keep it. Temple Turning says he loves cherry too.
Yeah, cherry's not very hard though.
Yeah.
Tends to crack.
Yeah, she was. She was a particularly tough nut kind of thing. We used to go around beating all those boys in our school. I'm having a chuckle at Chris Cute, who's obviously just discovered Little Britain.
Yeah.
And is thoroughly enjoying it by all accounts. Glenn Senior offers this, Wayne. He says, bugger off, Wayne. Elm burs are like breeze blocks.
They're not. Well, you've got to remember, Glenn, that the birds you got from me had been they've been sat for about 25 years. They might have been a bit on the dry side.
Right.
Twisted Tree said I had a ghost walnut tree a few years back. About 80% of the tree came my way for free. Lovely stuff.
Nice.
Good.
Hold on a minute. I need to go with this. John, Dale, there by the Maxim. Don't get on the wrong side of a Scottish lassie. You know, what made you think that she was a lassie?
If you want to have a look at some nice walnut, if you go back through my photographs on Facebook to last year and the year before, I turned some nice big platters out of walnut on the VB. I might even have done a couple of videos on them.
Eva's asking Wayne, you going to make it end on time?
Yes, I am.
Lost track of all the good stuff.
Like cars.
Don't know. Get walnut whip. See how you going.
I would think it'd be quite nice, Andy. Again, it's a broad-grained wood, so I would think it would carve quite nice. I've just got to get rid of this.
Might have to get me some
dressing on there.
Young Temple Boy Tunnings is saying, that's bordering on prehistoric dinosaur wood, Glenn. Meaning that very old.
Yeah.
Hi, Eva. Chris Cox says, what is ghost walnut?
Well, there's that moment in the movie with Patrick Swayze.
I was going to say it's a dead walnut tree.
Need a finishing cut on this now?
Not quite. It's sort of hanging around. It's sort of dead, but not quite.
It's dead, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it. Not as we know it. It's dead, Jim.
There's Klingons on the starboard side.
That's where I was going. Yep, that's exactly the one. Talking of aliens, Mr. Page is in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I like Amanda's experimental too. Previous wives. The Beard 16's in the chat. He's got his chippy pie and chips. Oh, aye. He's got a chippy tea. Boy's got a chippy tea. Steve Ash says he likes Padauk and walnut. Oh wait, I need to read that again. I like Padauk and walnut. The shine and the glow from them is amazing.
See, now I was taking the mickey when I said it's dead, but it's not. But Twisted Tree said, Chris, it's died in the field, stood for about 5 years before it got felled. So basically, season before it was felled.
So we've got this one kind of thing. You can the image there is of a man talking about ghosts, trees kind of thing with a name like Twisted Tree. I think there's an entire series of stories that relate in some fashion to some sort of occult woodwork.
Eva's
I'm
never
just
heard
saying.
of the Duke.
It's a noise your toilet makes if the plunger isn't working properly. Tommy Dunn says Hawthorne is his favourite.
Hawthorne's nice to turn.
I've never turned Hawthorne.
To tell you the truth, there's not a lot of woods that aren't very nice to turn.
Sapele.
I quite like Sapele.
Yeah, apart from Sapele, I don't like Sapele.
Gets up your
Alas,
nose even if
Sapele.
you're wearing a mask. It's horrible.
Mark, the gentleman wood turner, says the home of wood has some really nice bolted horse chestnut blanks in at the moment.
Ooh.
Now imagine that being said by a gentleman wearing a bowler hat, having a bit of a cane, and doing an impression of John Cleese. JP says, Scott, look at Facebook, mate. Jeff Christie is saying, it was a lovely piece of wood, Rob. Flaming Turner says, his is Purple Heart and Paduk. Young Temple Boy Turnings is saying he hates turning Purple Heart. Fingers McLaren, Eva, look at my Facebook. I've done a nice bit.
Drop the phone. Question, please. Does Wayne like turning Purple Heart?
Yes,
Rob.
it's okay. The same as Padok's okay. The only thing with Padok is it goes bloody dark. You know, once it's been standing for a while, it just goes a dark brown.
That sounds like a sound you're making. Padak, padak, padak.
Well, people have got different ways of pronouncing things, haven't they?
I don't know what it's pronounced. I think it looks like paduk, 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 which is kind of the female version of padak, padak, padak. You can imagine two creatures calling each other padak, padak, paduk, paduk. I want a second beer here, guys. I'll calm down in a minute.
In that case, Steve, I say dual slaps with the glove. Oh, hold on, we're getting shifty in the old chat at the minute. Ruckus. Oh, it's like Celebrity Deathmatch. Do you know what I had in my head? You know the old.
So come dine with me for wood turners.
No, I was thinking the plasticine wrestling. Do you remember that?
Awesome, Cat.
Celebrity Deathmatch. I don't know if it was just me, but yeah.
Well, that's a good shout. Which Steve? You need to be more accurate, young Nick.
I think you need to talk to the beard if you're talking about plasticine wrestling.
Yeah. Dale, John PBH says that your drugs are working really well today.
I got them from Scott under medical advice.
Mate, that tramadol tripped me right out the other day.
Rob is offering another question. Andy, after you.
No, please. You
no, please,
first.
after you, sir. Question master extraordinaire.
Please, I must ask you.
No, I can't be bothered. Go on.
Oh, question,
Come
please.
on, lady.
You can get the colour purple back by heating it. Not a question, really, just pointing it up. Oh, right.
You can by leaving it in the sun as well. Not so much with Padok, though.
Not on page 3. Hello, Miss T. How are you? Glenn says, I see you have some woody constables. Laughs out loud. Comestibles. There we are. That's the word. Sorry, Glenn. I see you have some woody comestibles.
Oh. I don't even know what that means.
No, not do I.
I'll be honest.
Glenn, maybe a beer. Which reminds me, what's the drinking word for tonight?
I did
English and
English literature A level. I still don't know that word.
I mean, we can always fall back and realistically, but I don't think that's.
You. It's got to be you, hasn't it?
Okay.
You.
We'll go for
You?
you.
All right, 5 drinks, folks. Eva's already half tanked, she says. That's
Yay.
not quite what she said, but I'm just extrapolating from basic fact. Andy, you're supposed to have something to eat.
That sapwood's really nice. Got some nice grain there. This bit, I'm not very sure if this will actually come away when we're turning. I've got the pith all the way down just to this piece here now, and we will wait and see what happens with that. Am I going to glue it? Nah.
Stop taking the piff.
Oh, he's here all week, folks. Warn your friends.
If anybody is cheap kitchen roll, Aldi's have got them in this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Sunday.
Right, JP's put a question, but he's only done it in normal writing, so I don't know if I should ask it, really.
Oh, say it quietly. Say it quietly, Andy. Whisper it. ASMR.
How is Wayne's sleeve still on the same colour as he bought it?
Oh, trying to get rid of the glare. No, didn't hear that. There we
go. Oh, look, there you go.
Ultra people.
Question: how is Wayne's sleeve?
It isn't JP.
Is that for the pasty abrasive wood turner?
Yeah, it's
for the. It's indeed.
It's nowhere near the same colour as when I bought it.
It is.
See, that's when it pops. Look at that.
It's when it's Yorkshire Grit is mined by the finest flat cap wearing Yorkshire Oompa Loompas from the grit mines outside Scarborough on the cliffs. No other abrasive paste contains quite the same quantity of Scarborough as Yorkshire Grit. The Monty Python cheese sketch, you bloody heathens.
Right, get that turned down. I've got that down to about 250 now. You just start rubbing the grit in.
It's no good, lads. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, off for a refill?
Again?
Hey? No, off for a download.
He's gone, folks. He's gone for a bio break. He'll be back in a moment. Yes, the home of Ecky Thump. I love the Ecky Thump sketch. And goodies. It was a whole sequence in the goodies. Probably wouldn't stand up to current sort of acceptability, but it still creases me up. I'm not sure if Jess trying to chat up Rob, but he says, "Whoa, nice candlesticks, Rob." I don't think that's what he actually said, but we're going to interpret it that way.
Here's a question for everybody in the chat. Can anybody tell me what a candlestick holder is?
It's a block that holds the candlesticks.
Because I often see people who have turned candlesticks or candle holders, and they call them candlestick holders. Turn the speed up.
Jeff, thanks Jeff. I wasn't sure. Question for Glenn Senior. With an unlimited supply of Yorkshire Grit, could you hollow a bowl? Oh, that's interesting.
That's a very good question.
Good question.
But I would say as the grit starts at around about 240, possibly not. Mind you, with an unlimited supply, like he says.
I reckon eventually. I reckon you could eventually erode you could eventually erode the bowl sufficiently to create the relevant concave surface.
I think your fingers might wear out first.
Ah, well, what you've got to do is go for old Chinese Zen philosophy on this one, don't you? Where you just assume that your fingers are infinite, like the bird beak eroding the mountain.
The man who that would be like some ancient man who hollowed a bowl with his finger kind of thing.
Well, they did bury a stone monkey under a mountain for a while, so
That's different.
All right then. We'll
Everyone
finish.
knows the trolls live under the mountains.
We'll finish this off with
No,
some
bridges.
microcrystalline wax.
It's the goblins that live in the mountains.
no, it isn't. It's trolls and dwarfs.
Billy goats.
And dragons. And bears.
Candelabra, says JP. And Mark Woodturner, much further on the chart, says, sorry, JP, he just sees the word bra. I feel Mark maybe...
No, I've just seen Martin
maybe-
Dickinson in. Good evening, Martin.
Absolutely.
Ninja. I've got a dragon project coming out on a Friday night. Cool.
The grey areas on this, somebody's just asked that. Who was that? Eva. No, the grey areas, if you imagine, Eva, this is where the bark was. So the light wood here is the sapwood, and the yellow wood is the heartwood. And sometimes you get this bit of a transition, if you like, between the sapwood and the heartwood. It comes in a whole variety of colours. You can get purples and everything in there. But it's got nothing to do with the drying process, no. Right, that's that done. And I'll go home now. Oh, no, I've got the inside to do, haven't I?
I'm already at home. In the garage.
And just in case anybody was wondering how it was held on, to turn the outside of the bowl, 67mm, forcing a bit, drill a hole in there, and it gets held in the chuck.
Question.
Rob,
please.
after you, sir.
No, you said it first.
No. All right. Question, please. I have a Hampshire Sheen gloss wax and microcrystalline wax. Also
Yeah.
Yorkshire grit and getting the white Yorkshire grit. Do I use all of them in all in one piece? And he apologizes for his bad grammar.
Right, Rob, you can do. You're going to go Yorkshire Grit Original, Yorkshire Grit White, then you're going to go Hampshire Sheen High Gloss or Hampshire Sheen Gloss, whichever one it is you're using, and then you put the final coat on of the microcrystalline, because the microcrystalline wax is more hard wearing and it doesn't tend to, once it's cured, it doesn't tend to show up fingerprints and things like this. So yes, in answer to your question, you can.
But you don't have to.
And Debbie's in the chat.
Evening, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie.
You guys hear me all right?
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just checking, because sometimes after I unmute it, it doesn't unmute.
Can't hear you, mate.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Try unmuting.
And Nathan's in the chat.
Hi,
Oh,
Nathan.
Nathan. Oh, that
Oh,
reminds
yeah.
me. I need to message Nathan.
Right, we can keep the... Oh, wrong Nathan. I was thinking of a different Nathan there.
Nathan, can you go and look in the mirror and check that you're not the other Nathan? I'd hate to miss an opportunity to discover what that was.
Oh, did we miss Sharon?
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Oh, Sharon.
Can't see Sharon.
Hello, let's see.
Is it someone's weekend then?
Oh yeah, Sharon Chatton jumped in.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Eva is informing us that she can't control her belly when she has a drink of beer and has broken wind in a very manly fashion just to prove it.
Too much information there. Far too much
just-
information.
I'm merely the communications in this conversation. I'm merely relaying the message. Question for Wayne. Hey, Wayne, are you allergic to any?
Am I allergic to any wood?
He doesn't say. He just says, "Oh, there we go, wood."
Yes,
Comes in a bit later on.
I am, but I don't know the name of it. It was a box I made. It was about a month, 5 weeks ago, Dale. That box that I made, and
Yeah.
I ended up sneezing all the way through it.
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
Yes,
you did.
yes, I am allergic to certain woods, but I just didn't know what this wood was. There's a piece I've had for a hell of a lot of years, and I sneezed for about a good 3 hours after I finished the live.
Guys,
folks,
we need,
sorry, mate.
we
go
need to like chill out. There's too much morale here. John says we're enjoying ourselves too much.
on. Yeah, John's just
Right.
chilling.
Right, okay.
Do we care?
Question for Mr. Wayne. Wayne, is there a particular reason you used a chuck to firstly rather than a faceplate anchorage?
Yes, because it doesn't take away so much wood. You don't have to clean out the screw holes. I've had a couple of instances where I've actually had the screws snap, mainly my fault because I didn't drill pilot holes. I do a lot of fairly flat pieces, platters, things like this, and using a woodworm screw, using a faceplate with screws, you can have problems with the depth of the screws and with the depth of the woodworm screw. So actually using a Forstner bit, it means, like in the morning, if I've got half a dozen bowl blanks, or let's say 10 bowls that I want to turn in a day, I can just drill all the Forstner bit holes. And then it's just a case of doing the bottom on one bowl, taking it off, putting another one on, doing the bottom, going on like that, and then doing the insides of them all. So it just makes everything a quicker process. I'm just going to put a finishing cut on this part here.
Question is, Wayne, is the hand healing well?
The hand is not bad. I'll show you in a minute.
Steve says that he's allergic to any wood that leaves the lathes at over 800 revs per minute.
Oh, I think we can all come down. I think we can all agree with you on that one, Steve. What you need is a handy and ever helpful handy JP available now in your local wood stores. The Jimmy Page Woodcatcher. Finally tuned to maneuver itself just the right spot in the workshop to catch the pieces that flies off.
It had a bit of a dressing over the top of the steri strips because it was, but I took that off because all the shavings were getting stuck. And the steri strips now need renewed, but that's the thing there. So the cut went along there, and I've just got 4 steri strips, which aren't sticking anymore, so I'll get them renewed when I go in the house.
Splendid. Young Debbie is asking a question. She says, I have acquired a full set of legs of an old snooker table. Any idea what wood they will be? They're a bit heavy and quite dark. I'm thinking oak.
Yeah, probably mahogany.
Yeah, I would say mahogany.
Mark, the gentleman wood turner, is saying mahogany maybe. Steve is suggesting that flying wood is a common allergy.
Yeah.
It depends how expensive the table was.
Wasn't made in IKEA. No.
Yeah.
Mike, the Midnight Joker. Is it possible, Debbie? But more likely mahogany. Martin suggests mahogany. I feel, Debbie, you know, when you at this particular round, and who wants to be a wood turner, I feel you're asking the audience to come back with mahogany. This is the most likely one.
If you want to phone a friend or ask the audience, so.
You're probably going to find that the wood has been laminated as well. It'll probably not be a single thickness piece of wood.
Does that make Andy Chris Tarrant?
What? Does that make Andy what? I missed that.
Chris Tarrant.
Discount.
Jasper
Chris
Tarrant.
Tarrant.
Oh, Chris Tarrant.
Oh,
It's not Chris Tarrant anymore.
I had no idea. I haven't worked it since Chris Tarrant, so I wouldn't know.
It's Jezza.
I imagine Jez was about fun with it. He's got to have something to do. He's not believable riding around the fast cars anymore. Bit of a farmer. John PBA says, Eva, sensible, good timber for a boat. Mike is asking, how's the spanners? Oh, sorry. Dave is asking, Mike, how's the spanners? Matthew Gallagher saying, take a look at a link for toxic info about you.
Yeah, if you go into, there's a website I was telling Andy about it earlier on called the Wood Database. It's a website. It's all about wood. It's about recognition of wood. There's got a section in there about toxicity of different woods as well. It's a very, very interesting website to go and have a look at.
All wood is toxic. It's very, very toxic.
No, all wood is not toxic. Quite a lot of wood is antibacterial.
Are you sure there's nothing, not a line in there about getting into your lungs with particles and particulates? And
right, okay. I'm talking about the actual wood.
Okay.
The actual wood
Senior says...
Right, they did a study in the University of Wisconsin in 1996 where they got a load of plastic chopping boards, they got a load of wooden chopping boards, and they put bacteria on them all. And within 24 hours, the bacteria on the plastic chopping boards had multiplied, and the bacteria on a hell of a lot of the wooden chopping boards had actually died off. And I think you can still get that report online.
To read the report, because my instant reaction to that report is that the plastic is clearly free from anything that would kill anything. The wood isn't. That's just a view. However, Glenn says he thinks it's mahogany. I missed a bit there about the big one in there. Nearly always mahogany, says Glenn. Catnifest says, you guys ever think of using wood that's rare, maybe killing habitats for animals? Would you not buy it due to that?
Well, there's a lot of wood that is out there that you can't actually buy because of CITES, C-I-T-E-S. And this is where a lot of woods, now the likes of Padauk, I think that's, and a lot of the exotics that we actually get in this country have got to come from sustainable sources. A lot of the exotics that we get in this country have got to come from sustainable sources.
Rob CP says he likes a Brazilian mahogany. That is, of course, a very thin strip of mahogany. Glenn Senior says, SK Crab says, hello, how's everyone? Debbie says, I'm not complaining what it is. Hi, is a happy bunny. I think some nice pen blanks. I'm looking at the ends. They look solid. It's an old table and definitely not IKEA. I love TP says, well, to the Dinic. Sarah, the picture Turner's in.
Evening, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Ruben's in the chat.
Hi, Ruben.
Hobby Turner's asking, is Wayne making a donut?
No, he's not making a donut.
Mr. Ruben's in the chat, Wayne.
Hi, Ruben. Mind you, if he joins the Funnel Club tonight, he might well make a donut.
Wait. Then.
Don't want to be joining the Funnel Club, Wayne.
Old Tam's in the chat. Says hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Latina says, oak is antibacterial, that's why butcher's blocks are made of Old Town Moor, with that full name. Hello, folks. Sorry he's late.
I think
Finger
that
says,
the whole reason that that study came about back in the 90s, it was at around about the time where the likes of butchers and things like this were being told to get rid of the wooden chopping boards and start chopping blocks and start use plastic ones.
So, Wayne, we've got 74 in at the moment.
Oh, excellent.
Christine and Michael.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, mate. Definitely you. Definitely you.
Christine and Michael.
Don't forget to hit
in the
thumbs
chat.
up, guys.
Has anyone turned teak?
Yes. And
Yeah.
I know a man who's got loads.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Christine and Michael. I haven't turned to teak. I'm still a real boy. Did we say SK Crafters in the chat?
Cost to send a letter to the States.
What?
Anyone know how much it costs to send a letter to the States?
Just an ordinary letter?
Yeah.
No.
Got 9 stickers to go off to the States tomorrow.
Take a tenner. Get a pack of Jaffa cakes on the way out.
The missus will ask because I'll send her up the post office.
142.
In which case, give her a tenner and tell her that could be enough. Give her a pack of Jaffa cakes.
177 a few weeks ago. Oh, that ain't too bad.
There we are. Now, how thick's this? Oh, it's still quite thick. I'm going to still take a bit out of the bottom.
Eva's requesting someone to stand behind her and scratch her back. Rob, Paul Lockwoods, you can use acetone before applying the finish to oily woods like teak.
See, when I turned that Lignum Vitae the other day for a pen, that was really oily.
Yeah, it is. And very hard.
That's what a lot of old bowling balls are made out of, isn't it?
Yeah, best place to get lignum vitae these days is car boot seals.
Bowling balls?
Yeah, bowling balls.
The
But
bowl.
make sure they are all very old. Because
Yeah,
the
'cause
modern
there's
ones aren't made of lignum.
Made of a sort of composite material that's plastic
Yeah.
and something else. All right, Mr. Rubin, we'll release that one. The Beard 16 says the problem is every wood turner wants them. Jeff. Oh, okay. Release that one too.
Are we getting some naughty comments coming in?
We're getting comments that are very accurate. I would suggest they're not naughty. They're just being extremely accurate. They're not using any language, clinical or otherwise. They're merely suggesting that various ways, various requests if a back scratch is to be done, which tends to be involving scratching the back, getting their back scratched, or things of that nature.
Oh wow.
SK Craft says he's lucky his dad gets him his, as he's a bowler. Your dad's a
Yeah, see,
hat thief. Sorry.
I saw someone do a clock out of a bowling ball
Mm.
or a bowl or whatever they call it. I'd quite like to have a go at that. Joe's nan and granddad used to play a lot of bowls. So it'd just be a nice something I could make for her that'd mean something.
Yeah, every now and then you got to do a project like that, haven't you?
Yeah. But it's just I've been
let
looking at
'em know.
eBay, I've been looking everywhere.
Yeah.
She won't be able to see it because she's as blind as a bat, but she'll be able to feel it and know. And
Mike, the
I'm not-
Midnight Joker, says, "Oh, police truncheons are often made of lignum. Some are pretty big." I mean, that's got to be made with. That's what she said. However, I think police truncheons are also in high demand as priests for fishermen.
Yeah, I make a lot.
Priests.
I make a lot of priests.
You know.
I tend to make priests out of oak.
Yeah. I mean, there used to be quite a lot of demand for it. Oh, hello. She's going to feel Scott Old Shines Ball.
what was that?
It's what SK Crafts wrote, what Steve wrote. I've had a bit of a peek at it. I looked at the sentence a couple of different ways and I went, I'm going to read it.
I've got to get one first.
Keith is in the chat. Scott, your
Hey,
dad's in.
Keith.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Keith.
Hey, Keith. This is a piece of you that I got from Scott that he got from you.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to have to open another bottle now.
Dad, you're
I
cutting
think-
your own stickers up because I'm bored of cutting mine.
You need the company I use. Send them all pre-cut. An Italian mob, quite literally. I got an Italian job to do my stickers.
Oh, I get mine off a guy off eBay. You buy like a
then-
sheet.
Yeah.
So they're cut out, but like there's 8 on a sheet. And you don't really want to peel them
fully
off, do you?
cut.
So,
Fully cut, fully boxed, separated out, all the same size, with fridge magnets alongside. I'll send you the link. You can see what you think.
I got mine
Right.
on a big roll last time.
Oh, heck with that.
In fact, they're 2 big rolls.
For now.
so these work out a tenner for 72.
Oh no,
Oh, yeah, no, I
much
got
cheaper
like
than that.
400 or 500.
Sharon Lindley's in the chat, Wayne.
Evening, Sharon.
Temper Boy Tunling says, I gave 5 balls to museum. Couldn't push myself to destroy the history. They were actually delighted to get them for the showcase.
Oh, very nice. I'll just give that a quick brush out. It was Sharon Lindley, I think it was, that did the collaboration with Claire at the weekend with the resin painting.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, very
that
good,
bit-
Sharon. Loved it.
That piece is on eBay at the moment, raising money for Ian.
We now have hit the 80 watching mark a couple of times, Wayne.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much, guys.
You're
Much
closing in
appreciated.
on your maximum draw, so to speak, or your maximum break. Folks, share this one out. The maximum break for Wayne so far is 91. We'd love to get over 91.
I'd love to get to 100.
Oh yeah, let's get. I was thinking baby steps, but if we can get to 100, then Wayne's promised to buy us all Jaffa cakes.
No, Wayne hasn't.
There'll be Aldi ones. I'll tell
Yeah,
Jane.
there'll
Said
be
so.
ones.
Jane, he promised us Jaffa cakes. He's gone back in his word.
Jane came in with the ones from Aldi and said, "Do you think Deal will like these?" No. No.
I like them though.
Oh, they're sitting there waiting for a deal.
Well, apparently, we're just waiting to Marydoll saying I can come up and get my dad. I'll bring him down here for a few months. So just that's the trip that we're just because right now we can have another relative move in at the same house with us. So
That's
it's
right.
cool in
yeah.
England. It's not cool
Yeah.
in Scotland. So the minute we can, I'll come up and get my dad.
Really?
Nick,
So I can.
yes, it turned up today, mate.
So potentially right.
You
Genuine
want wood
question.
to move in with you. You want wood to move in with you. You've already got plenty of wood. What extra wood do you want?
No more, please. Unless it's walnut. Just saying. If my mother-in-law came from Spain, she's got to isolate for 14 days, hasn't she?
2 weeks. Yeah.
Or she can come and live with you.
Oh, right. That was where I was going to ask. Right.
You'd all have to self-isolate with her if she came to you. And how she would get from the airport. So I don't know how the isolations work in Scott, if they're being isolated in hotels at the airport, they're being isolated, or they're being quarantined at point of destination within country. Don't know. Want to find out? I think that's what to find out, Andy. Whatever you discover, I think will be worthwhile. Joy suggests, hi Joy, that Wayne will buy the Jaffa cakes with Dale's money.
No.
Wayne, are you all right if I share the link for that collaboration piece with Claire and?
No, you carry on. Carry on.
It's just gone off the screen.
So this bit's up for auction. It's the bit that Claire and Sharon did the other day on a well-known internet auction site.
Twisted Trees is asking a question to the panel. Not necessarily Wayne. If I can get my mic working and want to do a YouTube live, can it be restricted to a small audience or just part of the YouTube? The answer is yes, Twisted Trees. You set it as an unlisted. And then what you do is you share the link to just the audience. Now, if someone happens to get hold of that link, they'll be able to watch too. So as long as you're just sharing it to a select few people, you can keep that one down.
There was a question before that.
Never saw it, my friend.
From Sharon.
Ooh, sorry, Sharon.
She didn't. If you're going to ask a question for Wayne, can you please put question before it? Because I can't find it now, Sharon, I'm afraid.
Oh, I found it. Wayne, do you ever need to tie your beard up to stop it getting in the machines?
No, it's not that long, Sharon.
It gets clipped whenever he does a square edge bowl.
I do.
He can't clip it, otherwise he can't pay Santa at Christmas, can he?
I don't play Christmas. The amount of times I've been asked to do that, and they should know better than asking. 1st of December, Grumpy Head comes on.
1st of September or December?
December. I've got a bar humbug hat that I wear. I've got a bar humbug mug that I use for me coffee. That's Christmas for me.
85 watching, Wayne.
Jumper.
Brilliant.
Come on, peeps, let's get Wayne to the 100.
86 watching, Wayne.
Shiny. Super shiny. I'll tell you what, that Yorkshire grit's some good old stuff, isn't it?
Yep.
Isn't it?
Christmas this year is going to be cack in our house.
Kai, the Mersey Island Woodtunners in. Hi, Kai.
Hi, Kai.
We checked my rota today. The kids are going, oh, what are you working over Christmas, Dad?
Night.
What?
I persuaded the boss to arrange a shutdown over Christmas.
So
Yeah, I got 2 weeks off. No.
I'm long days, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, the day after. And then I'm nights for New Year's.
Oh, brilliant. Just what you need.
Gotta love a drunk, Wayne. You can take the mickey out of them and they don't realise. It's funny.
Ho, ho, ho. Bad Santa.
Hi, Kai. Sorry, mate. Hi, Steve Coombs. Didn't see you come in.
Martin at Woody's
And you
Creations has sent you a super chat, young Wayne. He
Oh,
says,
thank
once
you.
again, thanks for the live.
Thank you.
SK Crafts is offering some advice. He says at Christmas, the young Scott will be sorting out the piss heads. We're at 89 watching, Wayne.
Excellent. Thank you very much, guys. It really is appreciated. What I'll do,
Stay on target.
I'm just going to let that sit and let the microcrystalline wax just cure for just a wee while, and then I'll, if I can find it, get my buffing wheel and stick it on the drill and give it a buff. There's no better than buffing your wood with a drill.
Mm-hmm.
Bit painful, isn't it?
Oh my word, that's a bit severe. Could you put it in hammer? No, what?
Wayne Wood Turner.
I prefer to stick mine in a vice rather than stick mine on the lathe and buff it.
Nathan is saying he's got 2 weeks fully booked this year. Dale, he says it's got to be done. Nathan, it's being in IT. What it means is that some of that we'll be working, but we do get to not have any other person around. So that kind of makes it a bit like a busman's holiday. So that's grand.
Oh.
You get to play.
Rob CP, don't know if you saw my reply. I'm 4'7". Yeah, Sarah's just the right size for when she stands next to you. You can actually rest your elbow on her head.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Luke's just past that stage. Sorry, Sarah. I hate to say that, but
Stay on target.
That's not
Here we
good.
go.
To be fair, Jacob's not far off.
Scott, Rob is offering a view. He's suggesting that, oh wow, Sarah, you are titchy. At laughs out loud. I didn't know Emma's height. Scott, your dad offers. Scott, so
Yep.
what's the medical problems you're going to have over Christmas?
Diabetes.
That won't keep you off for 2 weeks.
Oh no, I want to work over
COVID.
Christmas. I want to work. I like working. You get
Night,
fed.
Sharon. Thanks for coming in.
Hey,
So
Sharon.
last Christmas Day, I did a late, and we ended up going to a really nice house in Biggin Hill.
Look at that.
To a gentleman that was having a hypo.
Guys,
Get his sugars up.
Can I just stop you there? Wayne's just taking him off the lathe.
Right, what I'll do, I'll change cameras. I'll have a sit down. I've lost my bloody mouse again.
Sorry, sorry,
Fuck
Scott. My
That's all right,
apologies, mate. He was just showing off the final beauty.
Yes.
Carry
So
on.
he whipped his wood off. He whipped his wood out. Ooh.
We basically sat there. We couldn't get this bloke's sugars up. He wasn't going to hospital. We sat there for 2.5 hours whilst they were having their family tea. So they were feeding us as well. So it was like, having a family meal with someone else's family. It was brilliant.
Right,
Okay,
that
Beautiful.
camera's sorted off better.
beautiful.
There you,
You know
go,
we
guys.
look good in that.
It's got the wee feature in where the bark was, so I left that in. Nice bit of sapwood there,
That's
and
very
then
nice.
all of the rest of it is hardwood. I've left it quite chunky. I do really like that. Yew just lends itself very well to be a nice chunky bowl. So there you go. My God.
You know what that bowl would look good with in the middle of it?
Go on.
40 or 50 Jaffa cakes.
The Jaffa
Just
cake bowl's already been made.
I know. I'm just commenting.
It's already been made. Right, guys. I don't know. Everybody seems to take ages. Maybe I don't speak enough when I'm doing these lives, because mine only ever tend to last about an hour.
It's because you are arguably a wood turning genius.
Well,
Yes.
no, I wouldn't go that far. Nowhere
That's
near
why it was
that far.
arguable.
You are the god of wood turning.
Sorry, mate. You are a wood turning genius.
You've been sacked as a hand model, but you can still be a god of wood turning.
Absolutely. No, it can't be.
no,
You can't be sacked as a hand model. What with a big
That,
scar now?
that's hardly noticeable. Hardly noticeable.
Career ended. Career ended.
Yeah. another P45 to the collection.
No. I've got the T-shirt on and I use grit. So, and seeing as how I'm the hand model and I'm the employer, I can't get the sack.
Grit. Hands that use gritty can feel soft as your face.
Thank you, Doug. Do I have stitches under the? No. These are okay. The tape's lifting up, but these are just steri strips. Just done instead of stitches. Jane did them on Monday afternoon when I was in the house. Mark's asking you, Scott, where's your backwards flat cap?
Hey.
Do you know
Hey,
what?
man.
I'm just looking at that, thinking I'm missing out here, and I'm on eBay looking at it if I can get one.
Totally. This is totally how you stop sawdust getting in your hair, mate.
I am keeping this on when I'm carving from now on.
It's just a thing, isn't it? See, the dust gets out. I mean, it's just perfect. You know, perfect.
I thought, do I put it on? Do I not? Do I do it? He won't.
Yeah.
Summer's coming in too, which means the headband, if you're using your mic, doesn't get all sweaty.
Totally. And you know what? My headphones haven't moved, which is even better.
Yep. If you've got an aerodynamic nut, as I do, you want to make sure.
Do I go for the traditional farmer's wool mix flat cap, or do I go for a Peaky Blinders one?
I feel what we need to do is we need to ask an expert. Glenn, what kind of flat cap should he get?
Right.
We'll wait for him to come back on that one.
A countryside classic, mate. That's what you want.
I've got 3 or 4 flat caps.
Yeah, I've got a few too. I've got a bunch of ones down in Harris Tweed, which are my favourites. Apparently, I've been tagged in a post by some lunatic. Dale Kirkwood, they have pineapple Jaffa cakes in the court, hun. My mother-in-law's got them.
Steve Twiddell is coming on with the premiere at 9:30. It's a bit of turning, bit of carving. I'm not very sure if he's done any colour on it, but there's certainly turning and carving on there. And I think he's called it the Warner Brothers piece. I think that's what he's called it.
Let me get a link.
That's on his half.
The best from a bad situation, he's calling it.
All right, okay.
I'm just about to put the link in.
Right, the steri strips are off, and I'll have to put some new ones. Some new ones on when it's together. Yeah, it's pretty much together. I'll have a proper look when my glasses off. It's pretty much together.
Super glue, be fine.
No, I think that's going to be a bit painful, so I'm going to give that one a miss.
Only hurts for a second, mate.
Right, did you get the link in, Scott, or not?
I did get the link in.
It won't post it from StreamYard. Hang on, I'll have to go into YouTube.
Oh, you'll not be able to do it in the StreamYard.
Got to do it on YouTube, man.
Just leave it. Just I'm ending the broadcast now anyway.
Go see Steve. He's on shortly.
Yeah, he's on shortly. Right then. Now, guys, thanks everybody for coming in. It's really
SK Crafts tomorrow lunchtime.
Yeah, Steve SK Crafts is on tomorrow lunchtime, 1:00. And then Scott's on tomorrow night.
And the Beard 16 at 8.
Oh, yeah. Beard is doing an invasion tomorrow night. I think it's Mark the Gentleman Turner tomorrow night.
Yeah, don't miss that one.
At 8:30, it'll be Scott.
Splendid.
Cool.
So, I'm going to push the bloody button. Now,
push
guys.
The bloody button.
Thanks a lot.
Put the link in the last minute.